Hey yo, best friends check.
You are a dumb bitch. Maybe if you...
What you doing?
This is TikTok, the newest social media craze that has hit our generation. People everywhere swipe through the app daily, giving these influencers a fast and explosive way to gain attention. These influencers have created their own version of celebrity through social media, and the fame they gain on one site transfers over to others. This can be dangerous, as influencers are allowing themselves to be seen in the public eye constantly, and the very things they post for fame might be the same things that undo them. As Daniel Boorstin says in his book, The Image, the very agency which first makes the celebrity in the long run inevitably destroys him. He will be destroyed as he was made, by publicity. The newspapers make him, and they unmake him, not by murder, but by suffocation or starvation. So how does one get a following on TikTok? How can they use this to their advantage, and how is the public affected by social media influencers? Two close friends of mine have both managed to find their own chunk of fame on TikTok, so I interviewed them to see what they had to say about this app.
I am Taylor Balma, and I am a famous TikToker. The first question is, how did I gain followers? I guess it depends on the person how they gain followers and build an audience, but for me, it started with a dance trend that blew up, which was my first post, and ever since then, I gained a lot of my following through dance trends and being part of the LGBTQ community. What types of videos do well? Those same videos. A lot of videos having to do with me being part of the LGBTQ community get more likes compared to something that's just following random trends on the app. Along with dance videos, those usually tend to do well. I actually was part of a magazine article online for TikTok, and that was for being part of the LGBTQ community.
How does having a following on TikTok affect your other social media accounts? On my TikTok, I actually have my Instagram linked to it, so when you go on my profile, it has a little Instagram logo, so if someone wants to follow me on TikTok, they can just press that logo and it brings them to my Instagram. So I think I've gained about 1,500 followers on my Instagram just from people coming from my TikTok. Do you think famous TikTokers and other social media influencers have influence over their followers in terms of viewpoints and beliefs, in terms of trends? Yes, 110%. Young adults, people in anywhere from middle school, high school, college, we're on social media all the time. We idolize influencers, and so if an influencer posts their opinion and their views on things, it's going to affect your own personal views, especially because these kids are still trying to figure out who they are. They're trying to figure out their own beliefs, and so if the people that they idolize vocalize their beliefs on anything, they're going to latch on to that pretty quick. So as an influencer, you have a lot of social responsibility about the things that you're putting out for your followers, because there are a lot of impressionable kids who follow you, especially on TikTok.
One should not underestimate the power of celebrity. A good example of the power a name has comes from Katy's book Unbelievable, about her coverage of the 2018 presidential election. In one section, she talks about the recognition she received after an interview with Donald Trump. She says, "I've broke stories and led national newscasts. I've won awards, but people remember the news more than the name and reputation of the newscaster." This interview flipped that equation. Nowadays, social media essentially is news. The spread of information is faster than ever, and what qualifies as news is getting more and more obscured. Influencers are not only in the news themselves, but are able to spread news and trends faster and farther than ever before. P.W. Singer says in his book Like War that, in the United States, not only is internet usage near universal, but 1/5 of Americans now admit that they essentially never stop being online. With this in mind, I believe that it is important to be mindful of what we're posting and watching online, and whether or not what we're exposed to is changing who we are. TikTok, like the app Vine, may be another short-lived social media site, but the basic structure of the app and how it spreads information is likely something that we will see more of in the years to come.